Hey there, Julia here. Today I am sharing my latest currently inked. This is mid-October to mid-November, and this will be sort of my autumnal lineup, but this one is pretty important too, and a little more thought went into it because of my trip to Japan. That's actually where I am now. If you're watching this day one, also thank you if you are. But I'll share at the end what 4 pens I've decided to take along for the trip. So we're gonna get right into it. The first one is Old Faithful here. This is the Pilot Kakuno. And this one is a little milky, a little different because it's from the Drowsy series or the Madarami series. This has a fine nib installed, and also installed, if you're curious, I have the Con 70 in there. So larger ink capacity and not as annoying as the Con 40. So I have this inked up with a recent acquisition that I talked about in the San Francisco pen show haul. This is Sailor Tsukigakoro. Very lovely, olivey, color shifting on some papers ink. And this is Cosmo Air Light paper, so just take note. It definitely looks more teal on here, which also not really mad at. Onto more river paper and View Corona. It looks more green. Maybe I'll show that as well. I actually meant to start over here, so we're gonna have a good old time trying to fit everything. It's fine. If not, we'll move over here a little later. And I'm not saying the color because I can't remember. I got it off of AliExpress before it was a little more widely available. And it's either white or gray. It looks too light to be gray. I'm not sure, but it is very lovely. Apparently I don't have a little tester to more river paper anymore. Did I use it all? But I do have View Corona, which is very similar. You know, I should have tested it on Midori since my travel insert is Midori. What the heck? It looks teal on here too. Okay, maybe I'm just going crazy. I could have swore that this was an olive ink. All right, one more on Midori. Oh, that's so cool. I mean, I'm not mad at all. Yeah. It look okay. This is drying down more olive, and that probably explains my confusion, I guess. This is looking cool on here too. On the Midori, great. Okay, I'll just leave those over there for right now. Already off track, cool. Next up is the Asvine V126 in the teal colorway. This is a gorgeous pen and very travel friendly with it being a vac fill. And this has the medium nib on it, and I have it inked up with Diamine Velvet Emerald, which was one of my favorites in the Inkvent 2023 calendar. And I feel like I did not mention this in the teal video, which is a crime. I may have, I don't remember. But if I did not, what a crime. Because I have enjoyed it every time it's been inked up in something, and it's just a very lovely color. It could maybe go in the turquoise list. It looks like a dark turquoise. It's definitely not green to me, like an emerald. What do you think? I definitely see myself getting a bottle of this whenever the little ink vent sample runs out, which is getting there. But also back to Sailor Tsukigakoro. Look at the difference there. That is a wild difference. Also, way more autumnal, I promise. This palette will get a little more autumnal, but it's just, who knows on this paper, right? Next up, I have the Lamy LX. This is in the maroon colorway. So yeah, we have the, I think, aluminum body, not the plastic one, and the coated nib, which I really love, and the like black smoky transparent grip. I decided to ink this up with Sailor's collab with Tintarias. This is called Blue Corn, and I got it from Amarillo Stationery, maybe St. Louis. But this one is a super dark purple, like a mauve purple. It's gorgeous. It actually reminds me of like eggplant or something. Pretty straightforward. We don't get a whole lot of color variation, but at this point I feel like you guys know I don't love a whole bunch of shading. Subtle shading is good enough for me, so I don't need a bunch of color variation. Oh yeah, this has a fine nib. Writes beautifully in this pen. Next up is this beauty, and this is definitely giving autumnal. This is the Conklin Stylograph in the brown mosaic colorway. I just don't think the camera is going to pick up how cool all of these little mosaic tiles in here are, and like the chatoyance in each one. It's so cool. And all the little crescent moons on the cap band here. I think that's so cool. But I got this for a super good deal at an antique shop in Lawrence, Kansas over the summer. And I was just shocked that they had fountain pens to begin with, but it's just become a thing. If I see like an antique shop or a thrift shop, I'm gonna look for fountain pens. So this one looks brand new to me. It's in such good shape, writes like a champ, and I was just very lucky to stumble upon this. So I have this inked up with Robert Oster Cafe Crema. I feel like a standard in fall inks. You can already see like what I tried to do with the matching there. I thought it matched some of the colors in here. And this has a fine nib. All right, this next one gives us autumn However, it's also giving us Halloween because of the time frame that this is being inked up. Who cares? It is the Esterbrook SD King of the Night. Look at this gorgeous pen. I love the resin on this one. And I have it inked up with, fittingly, Warringal, Henry Jekyll. And shout out to the Juicy Broads because I won this pen during a contest, like a Christmas time photo contest that they had last year. And I was on one foot on a scooter and wanted to participate and got super creative. It was a good time. And I always think about that whenever I see and use this pen, which is nice because it makes me think of like perseverance. I know for a fact because of my 5-year journal, but I was definitely having some rough days just trying to do the most basic things. So this was definitely a nice pick-me-up. Oh, and this has the mini Sankakusen grind on it from CY, though his apprentice actually did this for me in San Francisco. Gorgeous. Lovely match as well. All right, we're gonna pop over to this side of the page for the last few. Next up, I have inked the Taccia Covenant SE. The colorway for this one is the Parchment Swirl. This has a zoom nib and it's inked with Kitty Ink Pot, a certain yam. I got this as a gift from Taccia for helping out at their table during the St. Louis pen show. It was my birthday weekend and it was a good time, but it was super cool to get this very odd pen. So this is the cap. This is the cap. It posts all the way on like that. So it's a very odd looking pen. It's so cool though. But yeah, inked up with Kitty Ink Pot, a certain yam. And this one's interesting. It has some color shifting. It has a lot of shading, maybe a little more than what I usually prefer, but with that thick, crazy zoom nib, it kind of works. And I decided on the zoom nib just because I had never really used one and didn't have one in my collection, so I thought, why not? Look how odd this color looks. Even on camera, it looks a little more pink than what it looks in person to me. Okay, so the zoom nib, not very practical to me, in my opinion. It is very broad and very wet, and the width of your line is varies based solely on the angle of your writing, which I've said about several types of grinds, but this one is one of like Sailor's standard nibs, and it's really juicy. And really smooth. It's so smooth. But perfect for this type of ink. So if you come up here, you can get thinner lines. Come up here. Fun times, fun times. I think it'll be nice for headers and writing names and wanting to call things out in journaling. But I think, yeah, since if I wanted to swap out nibs, Taccia and Sailor, well, Sailor makes Tasha's nibs. So I wonder, they look like two different sizes though. I just wonder if I can swap them out. An experiment for another day, or let me know in the comments if you already know. All right, next up, I'm inking up another Esterbrook SD. I feel like I always ink this up during this time period. It just feels so fall to me. This is the Rocky Top, the Esterbrook Rocky Top. Well, it's the Esterbrook SD. The colorway is called Rocky Top. And this is the original Rocky Top. I know that they are planning to re-release this colorway, so more people will be able to get their hands on it, which is great because I get asked about it quite a lot, and I just think it's lovely. So I have this inked up with a custom mix of mine that I made pretty early on this year, and I haven't been able to put it in a pen and use it yet. But it's called Cottage Glow, and its parts include Robert Oster Fire, which is a super bright yellowy type of ink, Wearingeul Henry Jekyll, this, and Wearingeul King Lear, which is kind of like my nails here, but more gray, like this, but gray. So I mixed those together and got this really lovely candlelight glow color. It does have a little bit of shimmer in it from King Lear, but I tried not to put too much in there. This has a medium nib installed in it. You can see how lovely a match that's gonna be. Okay, this next one was a last minute decision. It was a last minute acquisition, really. It just came in the mail. This is the Pilot Custom 74. It is a US exclusive. So this is the Lavender Fog colorway. It's so dreamy and gorgeous. I have the soft medium nib for this one, and I have it inked up with, I had to do it, Diamine Lavender Frost, which was another one of my favorites from the 2023 Diamine ink vent calendar. I did not put any shimmer in this. The shimmer was along the bottom here, and I did not shake it like the swatch will have here, but yes, Lavender Frost, no shimmer. Okay, and this is where the soft medium comes in. I will show you that you get a little bit of variation here when you put a little pressure on it. Which is lovely. It's just enough to not really affect your just regular writing. And the color is gorgeous. Okay, before we do the close-up and everything, here are the 4 that I have with me in Japan. So I went with the Pilot Kakuno with Sailor Tsukigakoro, but remember it looks more green on Midori paper. So this, the Asvine V126 in teal with Diamine Velvet Emerald, mostly because I love a vac filler. I have plenty of ink capacity. I don't have to worry about that. And I'm just trying to have a variety of color. And so I'll have an olive, a teal. The next one I went with was the Conklin Stylograph with Robert Oster Cafe Crema to have that brown. And then finally, I'll be taking the Esterbrook Rocky top in medium with the custom mix for a lighter shade. The only thing I may swap out, just kind of a last minute call, maybe these. So it'd just be boom, 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 boom. But I really like this one too. And it's something a little lighter, but is it too close to this one? But I have dark. I'm having a hard time. I feel like, not that I am very conscious with my pens when I travel with them, so I don't think I would lose this one, but I might actually not take that one. So we'll do the Pilot Kakuno with the olive, the Asvine V126 in the teal, the Lamy LX maroon with blue corn, and the Conklin Stylograph. That feels good. And I'll have these other, 4 pens? Yes, I'll have those other 4 pens waiting on me whenever I get back. Beautiful. All right, we are mostly dry here, so we can get a little closer. So first up, we have the Pilot Kakuno in the Drowsy series. This is the Sailor Tsukigakoro ink. We have the Asvine V126 in teal, inked up with Diamine Velvet Emerald. I think this is a gorgeous match. We have the Lamy LX in maroon with a fine nib, inked up with Sailor and Tinteria's blue corn. The Conklin Stylograph in the brown mosaic, inked up with Robert Oster Cafe Crema. And the Esterbrook SD inked up with Warringal Henry Jekyll. This is the King of the Night colorway. Over here we have the Taccia Covenant in Parchment Swirl, inked up with Kitty Ink Pot, a certain yam. The Esterbrook SD in Rocky Top, inked up with a custom mix I'm calling Cottage Glow. And then finally, the Pilot Custom 74 in Lavender Fog, inked up with Diamine Lavender Frost. So this is the lineup for this rotation. Let me know what you have inked up this month that you're excited about. What have you been loving? Down in the comments. If you want to see all the stationery I have with me, because I was thinking about including this TWSBI Eco. This is the Karada Onyx TWSBI, and it has Diamine Forever Raven in it. Permanent ink. Thought it would be great, but I have another pen that I'm taking with me that's not a fountain pen that has permanent ink, and I love it so much. And so that was the deciding factor of not including this in the 4. But if you want to see what else I have with me in Japan, check this out. Here's everything that I'm taking with me in stationery world. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed for the Japan debrief, and I'll catch you all when I get back.